Hello everybody. My name is Melissa from stampwithmelissa.com and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in the great state of Minnesota, which is in the United States. And today I have a very fun video tutorial for you. I wanted to show you how to use the Merriest Moments bundle because it's kind of a really cool hybrid embossing folder die cutting and an awesome stamp set. So I wanted to show that to you today. And so I wanted to keep things kind of simple. And so I'm actually casing this card directly from the catalog. And I'm going to slide that in here so you can see, whoops, I'm moving some other stuff out of the way. All right, on page 43 of the mini catalog, you can see this card right here is the one we're casing today. Now this sample I'm showing you right here is going to look a little bit different from what we're going to make today because this one has more of that outline image and we're going to cut some of this out with another die that I wanted to show you the difference between the two. So you can see kind of in this image here that we've got a die that fits in an embossing folder. Now that is newer to Stampin' Up! There is a set in the annual catalog that does this as well. I can't remember the exact name of it, but I think it has Bloom in it in the title, but it's so cool. So for $54, you can get the Merriest Moments bundle, which is the stamp set, the embossing folder, and the dies. So such a great deal. So I'm going to bring in, this is the stamp set. Isn't it gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous for Christmas cards. And yeah, it's just so stunning. And so let's go ahead and get started with our card for today. All right, I'm going to close this and get it out of the way. And so here's what we've got. So we have got mint macaron as our card base, and then I've got another piece of mint macaron here. We're going to emboss on this and then we'll glue this down. So we're going to go ahead and do that first. And I'm going to show you, here's the embossing folder that comes in this bundle. And you can see the very fun frame with all those berries there. And then there's these little, I think they're snowflakes, these little like snowflake images. The snowflakes are really all we'll be able to see on our mint macaron piece, which is okay. That's kind of how I want it. So we're going to go ahead and close that up, and you can see that the frame then is about centered. And I want it to be about in the center because everywhere that this part is going to be covered up by our mossy meadow piece. So I'm going to go ahead and emboss this and I'll be right back. All right, so we've got this piece embossed. Isn't it gorgeous? So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get our mossy meadow piece, and this is the mossy meadow piece here. We're going to go ahead and get that ready. And so I'm going to show you here. So we've got this awesome folder as we just used on this piece, right? And it made this really cool embossed layer. Now this would be beautiful on its own with a sentiment in the middle, but we're going to take it up a step. And so I've got this die that comes in the die set, and it's the biggest die, okay? So there's two different ones. There's these two. You want to use this one, not this one, because this one we'll use in a second, but this one actually coordinates with the embossing folder. And so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take it, and you'll see it kind of just clicks right into the embossing folder. So I'm trying to wiggle it, but it doesn't wiggle anymore because it's right there connected in with that embossing. So super cool. And then I've got a piece of mossy meadow cardstock, and we're going to go ahead and lay that over, making sure we cover all of the spots where the cutting will happen. Okay, so we're going to fold this over, and then I'm going to run this through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And so the trick with that is that you're going to use your base plate number 1, and then you'll put this in the middle, and then you're going to use plate number 4, okay? If you don't have a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, I'm not sure what plates you'll use because it'll depend on your machine, so you'll have to figure that out. But if you are using the Stampin' Up! One, you're going to use base plate 1, and then this is number 4, and this will go on the top, just like you're embossing a 3D embossing folder. All right, I'm going to emboss this and I'll be right back. Okay, so now when I open it up, I'm going to remove this, and you can see that we'll peel away our mossy meadow outer piece. And look at how neat this is. Look at how cool that turned out to be. So it die cut, and I don't know, there's something imprinted in my paper there. So if you see that, it's okay, it'll probably get covered. But it embossed and die cut at the same time, which is so cool. So now we're gonna go ahead and use our detailed die cut. And it looks like this, and we're gonna go ahead and die cut part of this out. Now again, this just kind of clicks into place here because it doesn't really have anywhere else to go. It just lines up. So we're gonna go ahead and die cut this out, and I'm gonna show you what that looks like. Okay, here it is all die cut out. Look at how gorgeous that is with all those little details. So I'm gonna bring in my sample card again. And again, I wanted to do these different so you could see on this one that all these little pieces are cut out. Whereas on my sample card, I just used that one big outline die. So look at how much different that is and how cool that looks. All right, so now what we're gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna bring in a piece of scrap paper and I'm gonna lay this down, and then I've got my Whisper White craft stamping pad here. I'm gonna open this up, and I've got my sponge dauber that is assigned to white. So I know it doesn't look, it looks like it's new because it's for my white ink. And I'm just gonna pick up some ink and we're gonna go ahead and rub it onto these leaves to give it kind of a winter effect. All right, now look at how fun that is. We'll take out our scrap paper here, and then we're gonna go ahead and assemble our card. So we're gonna start by putting this piece of mint macaron down onto our card base, and I'm actually going to go ahead and apply my seal adhesive directly on the card base because the mint macaron layer that was embossed is the same height and width as our card front. It's okay to do that just to add, just so it'll stick a little bit better. All right, so we're just gonna get this lined up here. And like I said, it will cover all of the front. So we'll line that up. We're gonna flip it over and see how we did. And we do have a little bit that we'll trim off. So I'm gonna bring in my scissors here and we're just gonna trim off these edges here, just so everything is flush. Alrighty, there we go. Then we can go ahead and fold our card. I'm gonna bring in my bone folder to burnish, and because the other side is embossed, I'm gonna do it on the back, just like that. So beautiful. Then I'm gonna use my seal here, and I'm gonna go ahead and put a line of the seal in the middle, and I've got this gorgeous ribbon. Let me pull out the spool and tell you what it's called, because I don't remember. This is the metallic ribbon, so it's cherry cobbler metallic ribbon, cherry cobbler in gold. It's very pretty, and you can find it in our current mini catalog, but we're gonna go ahead and just tack that down here. I think it's so gorgeous. Whoops, I want it to be a little bit more centered, so hold on. That was my bad. All right, there we go. And then I'm gonna go ahead and trim off this end here because you can see it's fraying a little. And that made like gold fly everywhere. But it's all good, all good. All right, so then I'm gonna take our Mossy Meadow piece and I'm gonna put some dimensionals on the back, and then we're going to cover up where the embossed area is. All right, so we're lining it up so we see like we have, whoops, sorry. We have these leaves here that we want to cover there and etc. So we're gonna go ahead and center that. Just like that, gorgeous. And then I've already gone ahead and stamped and die cut our sentiment and all of our little leaves here, so I'll just pull them in the frame. Our holly leaves and our other leaves, I don't know what these ones are called. But I'll tell you, I stamped these in Old Olive, Soft Seafoam, Pool Party, and Cherry Cobbler. Whoops, and then it flipped on me. And then we've got our sentiment that's gonna go in the middle. And this was heat embossed with white embossing powder. And I'm gonna go ahead and put some seal on the back of our sentiment. And then we're going to center it into our little rectangle here. Just like that, super cute. And then I've got our crumb cake twine. This is from the Twine Essentials pack. I'm gonna go ahead and take this. Now in the sample card in the catalog, they actually wrapped it around the card base. I didn't do that. I didn't really want to do that. So I'm just gonna make a really big bow. And then we're gonna adhere all of our cute little pieces to our card. But I wanted to show this embossing folder or this bundle to you because it's kind of unique and it's so cool how it works. And I know it can be a little bit intimidating because it's something brand new. So I wanted to make sure you felt comfortable with it. yeah, because it's just so pretty. So I'm putting just a bit of seal down there. It's gonna end up getting covered by all of our leaves, but this way I'll just tack down our little crumb cake ribbon, and I'm gonna even try to, I don't like when it rolls like that, which is just because of how it was on the spool, so I'm just kind of correcting it. And then we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put seal on the back of these little leaves that I don't know the name of. And we'll put dimensionals on the back of our holly leaves, and we will finish up our card. So here we go. Alright, so there's the outside of our card. Now we just have to do the inside. So this is the piece I've already stamped for the inside, and this is cherry cobbler ink. We'll go ahead and add some adhesive to the back of this piece and put it inside. But isn't this such a gorgeous card? I love it. Thank you to the Stampin' Up! Concept artist who designed it because it's so beautiful. All right, so there we go. I'm gonna pull in both cards for you here. So you can see here's the one where we didn't cut out the details, and here's the one where we did. So gorgeous, I love it. Oh, this twine is gonna give me issues, but it's okay. It's all right, right? All right, well, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna just fiddle with this. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this card and feel a little bit less apprehensive about using this bundle. And I would really appreciate it if you could give my video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. That really helps me out on YouTube. And also you will want to check out the description box below to see the blog post with photos, measurements, products, all that good stuff. All right, I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.